quasi-action pending before the council is not presumed prejudicial to the action if the subject communication and the identity of the person, group, or entity within the communication took place is disclosed and made a part of the record. City council members may likewise read any written communications regarding the matter pending, as long as those written communications are disclosed and made a part of the record by giving them to the clerk before final action on the matter. Council members may conduct investigations, site visits, and receive expert opinions regarding quasi-judicial action pending before the council. Those activities are not presumed prejudicial if the existence of the investigation, site visit, or expert opinion is made a part of the record before action on the matter. At this time, then, I would ask each council member individually, have they received any ex parte communications regarding items 6D, E, F, and G?
I have not. Absolutely.
Brown Robinson, no.
Have not. Jefferson?
Campbell, no.
All right, and for those from the audience that will wish to speak when we open the public hearing, you will do so under oath, and the clerk will administer the oath. And with that, let me get my tab, and we'll read the first ordinance. Ordinance number 1554, an ordinance of the City of Live Oak, Florida, amending the future land classification to 0.74 acres more or less, small scale, of land on the future land use plan map of the City of Live Oak Comprehensive Plan pursuant to an application CPA 26-01 by the property owners and/or their authorized representative under the amendment procedures established in sections 163.3160 through 163.3215 Florida statutes as amended, and Article 3 of the Land Development Regulations of the City of Live Oak, Florida, providing for a change in the assigned future land use classification from residential moderate density to residential medium density on certain lands within the corporate limits of the City of Live Oak, Florida, providing for severability, repealing all ordinances in conflict, and providing authority and an effective date.
All right, this time you're going to open it up for...
Yeah, you can open up the public.
All right, this time we'll open it up for a public hearing portion of this item D, the first reading ordinance 1554. Seeing, hearing no one, we'll now close that portion. Move on to the pleasure of the council. And after we have a motion and a second, we can have discussion and any questions for Mr. Patel.
If I may, Mr. President, let me go ahead and just get the oath out of the way. Anybody that thinks that they can testify to any of these proceedings, please raise their hand. All right. Do you swear or affirm that the evidence you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, everybody sworn in?
All right.
All right, I make a motion that we accept the first reading of ordinance 1554.
Second.
All right, motion second. Any discussion, comments, questions for Mr. Patel or any of the other officials?
We can ask them question. Patel.
Yeah, he's right there.
What's the intent of what you're trying to do?
Okay, so I'm here, sorry.
Got it.
What we are trying to do, we're just trying to expand the store. It's the convenience store right down the road on Halveston and White Avenue. We're just trying to add coolers to it. That's all we're trying to do. And in order for us to get the zoning right for it, we just have to change the north end of that building land to the green zone in order for it to be compliance in the green zone area. That's all we're trying to do.
Excuse me. Mr. Patel, will you please give us your name for the record?
Yeah, my name is Vishal Patel. My address is 314 Mesa Street, Northwest, Live Oak, Florida.
Okay, I'm sure we're going to struggle with your first name.
Vishal Patel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One more time. What kind of business?
It's a gas station on White Avenue and Halveston.
Okay.
The S&P.
S&P, correct, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Okay, and this piece of property,
Yep.
is just to expand your business. It's not to build a duplex house on or some other kind of thing.
No, ma'am. Yeah, just to expand business. Nothing to add a housing, no.
Any further questions? Thank you, Mr. Patel. All in favor?
Uh,
Opposed, like sign? All right.
And just for the records, all of the evidence and recommendations, maps, reports that are provided with your packet from the city planning area would be admitted and considered evidence. And that will apply to 6D, E, F, and G. You have those materials in your packet, and those would be considered evidence that can be relied upon. All right, ordinance number 1555. An ordinance of the city of Live Oak, Florida, amending the zoning district to 0.22 acres more or less of land on the official zoning atlas of the city of Live Oak, land development regulations pursuant to an application LDR 26-01 by the property owners and/or their authorized representative under the amendment procedures established in Article 3 of the land development regulations, providing for a change in the assigned zoning from residential single family to RSF2 to commercial neighborhood CN on certain lands within the corporate limits of the city of Live Oak, Florida, providing for severability, repealing all ordinances in conflict, providing authority and an effective date. Public hearing?
All right, at this time, we'll open this agenda item 6E, open for public hearing. Seeing and hearing none, we'll close public hearing portion. Everybody else is sworn in. So it'll be the pleasure of the council.
I make a motion that we approve the first reading of ordinance 1555.
second.
Any questions, concerns, or discussion? All right, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, like sign. All right, ordinance 1555, first reading is approved.
Ordinance number 1556, an ordinance of the city of Live Oak, Florida, amending the zoning district to 0.22 acres more or less on land on the official zoning atlas of the city of Live Oak, land development regulations pursuant to an application LDR 26-02 by the property owners and/or their authorized representative under the amendment procedures established in Article 3 of the land development regulations, providing for a change in the assigned zoning district from residential single-family manufactured home to RSF MH2 to residential office RO on certain lands within the corporate limits of the city of Live Oak, Florida, providing for severability, repealing all ordinances in conflict, providing authority and an effective date.
All right, this time we'll open up this item for public hearing. Seeing and hearing nobody, will close the public hearing portion. Be the pleasure of the council.
I make a motion that we accept the first reading of ordinance 1556.
Second.
A motion is second. Any comments, questions, or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, like sign. All right, first reading of ordinance 1556 is approved.
Ordinance number 1557, an ordinance of the city of Live Oak, Florida, amending the zoning district to 0.83 acres more or less of land on the official zoning atlas of the city of Live Oak, land development regulations pursuant to an application LDR 26-03 by the property owners and/or their authorized representative under the amendment procedures established in Article 3 of the land development regulations, providing for a change in the assigned zoning from commercial general CG to commercial intensive CI on certain lands within the corporate limits of the city of Live Oak, Florida, providing for severability, repealing all ordinances in conflict, providing authority and an effective date.
All right, this time, once again, we'll open up this item for public hearing portion. Go ahead, sir.
Quinn Skursky, 1075 Humble Circle.
Quinn, we got to swear you in?
Yep.
All right, do you swear or affirm that the evidence you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
This parcel is actually touching the property line or whatever, behind Dr. Sedlonger's old office.
Say that one more time.
I could squat down.
There you go.
Thank you.
This parcel touches the property next to mine or whatever, so, I'm obviously, well, not obviously, I guess, but it would be a good thing to finally get that corner cleaned up, and get that, in production. It's also inside the CRA, so we will get to keep those tax dollars that would normally go to the state, so those will get replenished back to the CRA, which is a good thing, I believe. So yeah, I just, something else too. There was some issues with, I was actually here for the planning and zoning meeting too, which I didn't realize y'all weren't in those meetings, but, although they're only asking for, the representatives will tell you, but they're only asking for 2 lots to be changed. There's actually 4 lots there, so you don't think that it's only half the block. If you look at the packet, it only looks like half the block is actually double. And so it'll be 5th Street, Walker, and 90 will all be one parcel at that point. So it'll be all the way around. Anything on this? Jimmy's another property owner on that same corner. We both own the last 2 parcels that would be there. So we've been working with these guys for a year now. They've been nothing but a pleasure to deal with, so I can't imagine they're going to change that. So that would be bringing a good addition to that corner. So,
Yes, sir. All right, thank you. Any more? Yes, come on. You have to be sworn in too. Just swear you in.
All right. You swear, please state your name.
Shanice Brown.
Okay. Do you swear or affirm that the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, I just want to say, as a person that lives in the community, that this will be placed in, I decided to ask different people, and I received 2 things about it. The first is they're excited for it, instead of having to go to, presuming that it's 24 hours, like all night, instead of going over across town. They're happy for that part, but then there's also some concerns that if it's going to be a 24-hour establishment, how does that work with police patrol? Because it is in a neighborhood. So I'm just speaking for the people that didn't come to speak up about that. We have about 70% that's happy for it, and 30% is just concerned with if it brings attention to people loitering and hanging out, because there's a neighborhood and there's a park right there, it's kids. So those are my concerns from residents in the area.
Thank you.
Mr. Skursky, what,
Still under the,
oh, okay. I just want to, okay.
any further? All right, at this point, we'll close the public hearing portion, and we'll move to the pleasure of the council.
I make a motion that we accept the first reading of ordinance 1557.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion, comments, or concerns?
Yes. Can I discuss?
Sure.
Okay, Mr. Skursky, what's the intent on what you're trying to open up? Oh, no.
There's representatives from the place right
We do
Oh, I'm
have
sorry.
representatives who are sworn in.
Okay.
Yeah, you go to that microphone for.
They're gonna speak.
Okay.
All right, since you've already been sworn in, if you would, just state your name.
Yes, sir. Ken Fioretti, 102 Southeast 41st Street, Cape Coral, Florida.
Yes, please.
And thank you very much for having us in here this evening. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have about the project.
Go ahead and elaborate, Ray.
Do you have a question?
Tell me what you're trying to establish.
Well, our objective is to rezone the back 2 parcels along 5th Street because we're buying the back 2 and the front 2 parcels at the corner of Howard and Walker, where the former old gas station is a hand car wash there. We want to redevelop the entire property and make it a Circle K. It will be a 24-hour operation, and of course, we want it to be a safe operation. It's going to be something that, we welcome police presence at any time, all the time, to make sure that the employees are safe, the customers are safe, and that it's a well-run operation. The purpose, just so you know, the purpose for the rezone, to expand on what was said, the back properties are commercial general, the front properties are commercial intensive. Both of those zones permit the use. However, in order to apply for a special exception, both of them have to be the same zone. It's just a quirk of the zoning. Both of them permit it. If the special exception rule allowed split zoning, we'd go right to there. But in order to make the properties consistent zoning-wise, we have to apply for the rezone. They're both commercial. They both permit the use that we're proposing. It's just that the quirk of the zoning ordinance requires this.
I have this for Mr. Curtis. With this, the process where we are now, there is another process that's right, once they get through, you mentioned the exception.
Correct. George Curtis, Development Manager for the city. Each zoning district has permitted uses that don't require any additional public hearings, and then there's certain uses that trigger an additional public hearing. And so any kind of gasoline, automotive fueling type stations with pumps require an extra public hearing, which is called a special exception, and that is a process that comes back before the Planning and Zoning Board as the Board of Adjustment. And they hear the request, they look at the site plan, which is the layout of the proposed business, where the traffic flow will be, where the connectivity to the store and the parking and the landscaping and all the things that go into the development. They review all that as part of a public hearing process, so anybody from the public can attend and participate in that. And then based on the action of the Board of Adjustment at that meeting, that would be the final action to on the request for an automotive fuel station.
And the question to you is about if everything goes just as planned, how soon do you think that you all will start the process of building?
Once we've gotten through what we call all permits, that is building permits, site permits, special exception, any variances that may come up, it typically takes between 6 and 12 months to do construction from beginning to end. In the case of this property, I'm not sure if you're aware, but there is an existing environmental contamination from the prior uses. We've met with FDEP and their representatives. It's been a low priority cleanup on their list because of the property not being in a productive use, as they call it. Our application for bringing this property into productive use, they've already elevated to a higher level, so they're going to put more money into the cleanup process. They're going to take care of it and get it moving as quickly as possible, so that any existing problems will be taken care of by FDEP under the EDI program, which will allow us to get forward in the process. So the cleanup portion is probably the only thing that will delay the construction, but that's also a benefit to the community, in addition to the millions of dollars that are being invested in the community for the store.
Because I don't think they're adjacent to or right across the street from there is another gas station. I think it's called S&K, I believe it is.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you spoken to that entity? I know it's not your responsibility to see how that would affect their business.
No, I don't feel that it's it's proper of me to
They're
approach a potential competitor. I mean, it's competition is usually good for a community nowadays.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's also hometown.
I understand. And we're not trying to hurt
Mom
anyone,
and
but
pops type environment.
it's also, we want to make a nice investment, make a store that's well lit, clean, cleans up the area, the environmental contamination, brings that large property into productive use. Right now, we've got basically a very large area. It's in the CRA, so that investment into the community is going to double benefit to the city. And, you know, it's,
I just
Yes,
thought
sir.
that I would throw that out there. None of them are here to, I don't think they're here to.
we're not trying to hurt anyone, but it's an opportunity for the city as well as for, of
Yeah. But we also too have to look out for the little guys.
course.
I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
Is there plans for this to have, like, electric vehicle charging stations by any chance?
I don't believe they're planning an EV at this location.
I was just curious because, part of the tourism development board that I sit on as well, I mean, the GPSs literally will route those people through town that would bring more business, and that would be another very advantageous thing for our community, but I just was curious.
That's a Circle K level operation. I'm with the development company, I'm not part of Circle K, that's their operational folks that make those decisions, which is way up here and way down here, so.
But to your knowledge, they don't have any plans of that?
At this point, they haven't made a decision to do EV at this location.
Yes, sir.
County vehicle charging.
Is the environmental cleanup because there was a service station there prior?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I thought so. And I want to address the fact of the concern over safety. We have a 24-hour Jiffy store over there, and I don't know if we ever have, do we have anything that ever happens over there that causes us to worry?
Chief's on.
Yes, swear in now.
Yeah. Chief, Pete Davis, Chief of Police. I gotta swear you. All right. You swear or affirm that the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. Thank you, sir.
Usually at the 24-hour Jiffy, we have retail thefts and arguments in the parking lot and stuff like that. Very seldom do we have anything more major than that. You know, and that's typical of basically any location around.
That's right. This will be probably a lot more lighted, you know, have more, so that you can, I'm just guessing, because I've seen them before, that they are more well lighted